This is Lehigh Valley Political Pulse. I'm Tom Shortell. Each week, political scientist Chris Borick joins me to discuss the latest scientific-based research related to public opinion. We dive into the local, state, and national levels and what it all means for you. I bet many Pennsylvanians are ready to turn the page on 2024. Let's cheat a little bit and look ahead to what might be in store for Pennsylvania politics in 2025. Chris, Donald Trump said drill, baby, drill in Schnecksville earlier this year. Are we likely to see more pipeline proposals under his administration and the Republican Congress?
Yeah, it's a great question, Tom. We saw over the course of the Biden administration lots of drilling, lots of pipelines. The petroleum industry, natural gas industries had record years in many of the years during the Biden administration. Of course, President-elect Trump's policy positions do open the door, I think, for even more growth within the industry in Pennsylvania and beyond. And with that comes the need for pipelines and more controversy, by the way, around pipelines.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm curious how popular pipelines are among the public. Years back, there was considerable pushback in Northampton County against the since-killed Penn East pipeline.
Yeah, pipelines are incredibly unpopular. When it's your area, you don't like it. We've seen that in the Lehigh Valley. And again, if the reality is we're going to drill more, we're going to need more pipelines to move the oil and gas.
More locally, Northampton County Executive Lamont McClure is running for an unprecedented third term. Do you think voters care about term limits, especially if they're not even on the ballot?
So do I think it would by itself, people say, well, 2 terms is enough. We shouldn't have 3 terms. I don't know if that's going to be top of mind. Incumbents do have both advantages and disadvantages. They have name recognition. They've been, usually have access to resources, but there's also wear and tear that comes in the office. And being an executive on the county level poses challenge. Things we talked about, tax, fiscal policies, those types of things that often the public might not be always that pleased about. So Executive McClure, as he goes into this cycle, I think is well equipped with certain advantages, but also we'll see. The last cycle didn't prove that great for a number of incumbents in the state. What's the mood of the public going into this 2025 cycle?
I want to take a look at the Allentown mayoral race. It's starting to look like it could get pretty crowded. We've had 2 formal announcements already that I'm expecting to see a few more names throw their hats into the ring. But historically, voter turnout is dismal in this race. Do you anticipate a candidate will find a way to reverse that trend?
Boy, it's hard. And, from following Allentown mayoral races for quite some time now, I look at the numbers in those primary elections, and that's where Allentown mayoral races are largely decided, right, given the overwhelming advantage that Democrats have in the city. And you look at the number of votes that it takes to win those primaries. Yeah, historically, we're talking like a couple thousand people, right? To get to decide this, and because, as you described, the turnout has been abysmal in those races. Do I see something that could shift that in the cycle? What usually shifts it is a dominant issue or a personality that can really raise the type of energy that you saw. Is that in this particular cycle readily available that we might say, well, there's where the driver would be? I don't necessarily see that. Tom, I might be missing something at this stage of the race that would do that. There will be competition, as you described, for this race. We think competition usually does enhance turnout, but we've seen competition in lots of Allentown mayoral primaries where the turnout remained very dismal.
That's Muhlenberg College political science professor Chris Borick. This has been Lehigh Valley Political Pulse. I'm Tom Shortell. For an extended version of this interview, visit LehighValleyNews.com.